Greetings, knowledge seekers. Today we have a story that brings together ancient Greek ingenuity and the curiosity of a modern young scientist. Just imagine a weapon that is so powerful that it can literally burn enemy ships to ashes using nothing but sunlight. Sounds too good to be true? Well, this is the legend of Archimedes' death ray, a myth that has piqued the interest of historians and scientists for centuries. Now, a 13-year-old boy could perhaps have established that, in fact, the whole thing was not so mythical. Whether you're new to the channel or a regular follower, get ready for what's coming. It's going to be spectacular. Archimedes and his death ray. Let us go back to the 3rd century BC into the ancient city of Syracuse. Archimedes, one of the brightest mathematicians and inventors the world has ever known, has a humongous task at hand: being able to save his city from a Roman siege. Archimedes is said to have concocted one very revolutionary weapon for his time: a series of concave mirrors capable of focusing sun rays into one point with enough heat to set enemy ships on fire from a distance. This tale has captured the imagination of generations. But could such a weapon really be? For years now, this question has separated the consensus of historians and scientists. On one side, some claim that physically it is possible, while others label it as a historical exaggeration. Brendan Senior, young scientist. Fast forward to today and meet 13-year-old student Brendan Senior of Ontario, Canada. During a family vacation in Greece, Brendan got so entranced by the story of Archimedes that he decided he would put the theoretical death ray to the test. With a curiosity so great that it could rival that of Archimedes, Brendan went about designing an experiment for his school science fair. By hooking up a heat lamp with 4 concave mirrors, he made a miniature version of the legendary ray. His objective was to prove that Archimedes' weapon principle wasn't just theoretically possible, but that it lay within the reality of ancient Greece. Brendan's experiment. Now let's take a closer look at Brendan's ingenious experiment. 1. Equipment. He had a heat lamp to act as light, imitating the action of the sun. 2. Mirrors. He moved 4 concave mirrors to face the light at one point. 3. Target. A mark was made in the middle part of a cardboard square. 4. Measurement. Brendan measured the temperature at the focus very accurately. The most interesting part is that Brendan found that as he added more and more mirrors, the temperature at the focal point increased highly. This result translates to meaning that with an adequate number of mirrors placed correctly, a long distance away can really intensify in heat. This young scientist came to the conclusions that although it cannot be proved by any archaeological reality, Archimedes created a death ray, and that concerning certainly possible. His work was so impressive that he won numerous medals at the 2023 Matthews Hall Annual Science Fair. Historical context and earlier debates. Brendan's experiment is not the first try to prove the feasibility behind Archimedes' death ray. All over the world, throughout the ages, many parties have made a stab at recreating this legendary lethal weapon. 1. Mythbusters, the popular TV show, tried 3 times to recreate the ray and failed. 2. MIT 2005, a group of Massachusetts Institute of Technology students burnt a boat, managing somehow to actually work, although it did not really work a second time. This fuels debate on whether Archimedes' ray was an historical reality or merely an exaggerated myth. But Bren is bringing a new perspective to this historical debate. Scientific and historical implications. Brendan's experiment is a highly exciting piece of science, but it has profound implications for our understanding of history and technology in ancient times. 1. Historical reevaluation. This paper will compel a reevaluation of the potential technological capacities of ancient civilizations. 2. Ancient science for modern inspiration. It shows how ancient principles of science retain relevance and inspiration today. 3. Solar energy. The experiment is compared to modern technologies of solar energy concentration. 4. Science education. It is a perfect example of how curiosity and using the scientific method can help reveal some of the great mysteries in history. Challenges and limitations. Even considering all of Brendan's successes, there still has to be an appreciation for the following difficulties surrounding a widely dispersed death ray. 1. Weather conditions, clouds, or overcast days would seriously limit its efficiency. 2. Moving targets, it would be very hard to aim at moving vessels. 3. Scale. Enlarging the device would lead to huge logistical problems. Such factors may explain why, even assuming Archimedes' ray did exist, its practical application in battle might have been relatively limited or impractical. Brendan Siener's work re-enchants the importance that says that science and history are full of facts that are still waiting to be found. In its time, an argument was again rekindled over 300 years ago, and that shows the power of curiosity and scientific experimentation. While we may never definitively say if Archimedes possessed his supposed death ray or whether it worked at all, the following experiment by a young scientist does indicate that some of the wildest ideas of antiquity might be based in fact after all. A good reminder that we're always on a journey of discovery and that science, the one embraced by every generation, may hold easy explanations to the most irksome enigmas of old. Who knows what other secrets of the past are waiting to be revealed by the curious minds of the future?